A princess meeting her prince is the dream of millions of girls around the world. And Diana, just 19 years old when she stepped into the British royal palace, was once the perfect embodiment of that dream. With her delicate beauty, warm heart, and compassionate spirit, Diana quickly became a global icon, beloved not only by the British people, but by the entire world. But behind the glittering crowns, the smiles on the Buckingham Palace balcony, and the picture-perfect royal family on magazine covers were the dark, silent years that Princess Diana endured alone. Her marriage to Prince Charles, which seemed like a fairy tale, was already cracked before it even began. And now, a shocking secret surrounding King Charles's betrayal back then has finally come to light. This truth has not only stunned the public, but also cast new light on the full extent of the tragedy Diana silently carried. So what exactly was hidden for more than 3 decades, and why is it only now being brought into the open? In the fall of 1907, a chance meeting took place at the picturesque ancestral home of Althorpe that would forever change the course of history. 16-year-old Lady Diana Spencer, with her youthful exuberance and radiant charm, crossed paths with the 29-year-old Prince Charles, heir to the British throne. Little did they know that this encounter would sow the seeds for a courtship that would captivate not only the nation, but the entire world. At the time of their meeting, Prince Charles was in the midst of a casual relationship with Diana's bold and vivacious older sister, Lady Sarah McCorquodale. However, destiny had other plans in store for the prince and the young Lady Diana. Charles vividly recalled his first impression of Diana, describing her as a very jolly and amusing and attractive 16-year-old. He was immediately struck by her vivacity, her boundless energy, and her magnetic charm, great fun and bouncy and full of life and everything, he fondly remembered. Diana, for her part, was equally smitten by the charismatic prince. Their connection was instantaneous and electric, as if fate had orchestrated this meeting. He met Miss Wright, and she met Mr. Wright. Diana's sister Sarah would later remark. Their personalities meshed perfectly, as they both shared a giggly sense of humor, a passion for ballet and opera, and a deep appreciation for various sports. Their compatibility was uncanny, and it was evident to everyone around them that something extraordinary was blossoming between the two. In the summer of 1980, the bond between Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer deepened in an unexpected and poignant manner. Their connection grew stronger during their stay with their mutual friend Philip de Pass in the serene countryside of Sussex. Little did they know that this pivotal moment would mark the beginning of a profound and enduring love story. During their time together at Philip de Pass's residence, a tragic event had recently occurred in Prince Charles's life. He was mourning the loss of his beloved father figure, Lord Mountbatten, who had been a pillar of support and guidance throughout his life. Diana, always known for her empathy and compassion, found herself in a unique position to provide comfort and solace to the grieving prince. Princess Diana later recounted the moment in her own words, as documented in Diana, Her True Story. She remembered expressing her heartfelt concern to Charles, saying, "You looked so sad when you walked up the aisle at Lord Mountbatten's funeral." Her genuine compassion and understanding shone through as she continued, "I said it was the most tragic thing I've ever seen. My heart bled for you when I watched. I thought, what's wrong? You're lonely, you should be with somebody to look after you." Diana's words resonated deeply with Prince Charles, and in that vulnerable moment, he found himself drawn to her not only as a source of comfort, but as someone who understood his pain and loneliness. The connection between them intensified in a way that was both unexpected and undeniable. As Diana continued to share her empathy and support, she recalled the surprising turn of events the next minute. "He leapt on me practically," she said, reflecting on the sudden intensity of their emotions and the unspoken connection that had developed between them. Diana was taken aback by the unexpected physical closeness and admitted, "I thought this was very strange too, and I wasn't quite sure how to cope with all this." In February 1981, against the backdrop of the grandeur of Windsor Castle, a momentous event took place that would forever change the lives of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. It was at this historic location that the Prince of Wales made his proposal, asking for Diana's hand in marriage, setting in motion a chain of events that would captivate the world. Reflecting on that moment, Princess Diana later shared her perspective on their budding relationship. She admitted to her own immaturity and the perception that Prince Charles was deeply in love with her. However, she couldn't help but notice a certain muted look in his eyes. In hindsight, Diana realized that perhaps it wasn't the genuine kind of love she had initially thought. It was a complex mix of emotions as both grappled with their feelings and the pressures of their royal roles. The official announcement of their engagement took place on February 24th, showcasing the couple's endearing awkwardness and contrasting personalities. Reporters gathered to capture this historic moment, and when asked if they were in love, Prince Charles responded somewhat cynically, saying, "Whatever in love means." Diana, displaying her characteristic charm and humor, rolled her eyes and let out a giggle in response to his comment. Prince Charles continued to speak candidly, addressing the age difference between them. He pointed out that many couples had successfully married with similar age gaps and remarked, "You are as old as you feel you are. I think Diana will keep me young, apart from anything else. I shall be exhausted." His comment reflected his playful and somewhat reserved nature. On the other hand, the 19-year-old Lady Diana, her eyes sparkling with youthful optimism, struck a more hopeful note. She enthusiastically declared, "With Prince Charles beside me, I cannot go wrong." Her sincerity and unwavering belief in their future together were palpable, and it was this genuine and infectious enthusiasm that endeared her to people around the world. On July 29, 1981, the world held its breath as Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer stood before the grandeur of St. Paul's Cathedral, ready to embark on a journey that would forever be etched in history. It was a day that captivated hearts across the globe, as approximately 750 million people tuned in to witness the union of two individuals who, despite their reservations, were thrust into the spotlight of an eagerly awaiting world. The royal wedding was a spectacle of unparalleled grandeur, with St. Paul's Cathedral serving as the majestic backdrop for the ceremony. The event was a true global sensation, with millions of viewers glued to their television screens, eagerly catching glimpses of the radiant bride, the dashing groom, and the pomp and circumstance that accompanied this momentous occasion. Yet behind the facade of splendor and celebration, both Prince Charles and Princess Diana carried their own doubts and concerns. Diana had discovered that Charles still held a deep affection for his former girlfriend, Camilla Parker Bowles. This revelation had shaken her to her core, casting a shadow of doubt over their impending marriage. In her own words, Diana later has shared that the couple had only met 13 times before their wedding, leaving her with profound reservations about the commitment they were about to make. Amid her inner turmoil, Diana received some pragmatic advice from her sisters, who humorously reminded her of the magnitude of the occasion. They reassured her, saying, "Duh, your face is on the tea towels, so it's too late to chicken out." This humorous remark served as a reminder of the immense public interest and anticipation surrounding the wedding, making it clear that there was no turning back. Similarly, Prince Charles harbored his own doubts about the marriage. As revealed by Jonathan Dimbleby, his official biographer, Charles was wary of proceeding with the wedding. However, he felt a sense of obligation and duty to both his family and the public. He believed he would be letting everyone down if he didn't marry her. This sense of duty, characteristic of the royal family, weighed heavily on his decision. On June 21, 1982, a momentous and joyous occasion unfolded at St. Mary's Hospital in London, the birth of Prince William, the firstborn child of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. This event marked a significant departure from tradition, as Prince Charles became the first modern royal father to attend the birth of his child, symbolizing a new era of hands-on parenting within the royal family. The birth of Prince William is not only a moment of great significance for the royal couple, but also a deeply personal and emotional experience for Prince Charles. In a heartfelt letter to his godmother, Patricia, Countess Mountbatten of Burma, He expressed the profound impact that the arrival of their son had on him. Charles wrote, "The arrival of our small son has been an astonishing experience, and one that has meant more to me than I could ever have imagined." His words reflected the overwhelming sense of awe and wonder he felt upon becoming father for the first time. What set this birth apart was Prince Charles's active involvement. He made it a point to be by Diana's side throughout the entire labor and delivery process. This hands-on approach was a departure from the traditional role of royal fathers, who had historically not been present at the births of their children. Charles's presence and support during this pivotal moment were a testament to his commitment to being an involved and caring father. As Prince William made his entrance into the world, Prince Charles's emotional journey reached its peak. He shared, "I am so thankful I was beside Diana's bedside the whole time because, by the end of the day, I really felt as though I'd shared deeply in the process of birth." His words conveyed the sense of intimacy and connection he had with both Diana and their newborn son. Prince Charles's letter also touched on the broader significance of this moment. He expressed a sense of pride and belonging, stating, "As a result, I was rewarded by seeing a small creature which belonged to us, even though he seemed to belong to everyone else as well." These words captured the universal joy and excitement that the birth of Prince William brought, not only to his parents but to the entire nation and the world. On September 15, 1984, a significant event unfolded in the lives of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the birth of their second child, Prince Harry. This momentous occasion was marked by a mixture of awe, anticipation, and complexities that were becoming increasingly characteristic of their marriage. Princess Diana, with Prince Charles by her side, welcomed their second son, Harry, into the world. In her candid conversations with Andrew Morton, Diana revealed the profound closeness they had experienced during the 6 weeks leading up to Harry's birth. She described this period as the closest we've ever been, and ever will be. It was a time of connection and intimacy, and they were united by the anticipation of expanding their family. However, the birth of their second child would bring with it a new set of challenges and would further strain their already troubled marriage. Diana recalled in her candid interviews for Diana her true story that as soon as Harry was born, everything changed dramatically. She described it as if something had suddenly snapped, leading to a rapid deterioration of their relationship. Diana's revelation about Prince Charles's preference for a girl added an additional layer of complexity to the situation. She disclosed that she had known the gender of the baby from a scan, confirming that Harry was indeed a boy, but she had kept this information from Charles. Prince Charles had always desired a daughter, and Diana's revelation that Harry was a boy seemed to disappoint him. Diana vividly remembered his initial reaction upon seeing their newborn son, saying, first comment was, "Oh God, it's a boy." Second comment, "And he's even got red hair." The fact that Harry had red hair, a trait often associated with the Spencer family rather than the Windsor lineage, seemed to exacerbate the situation. Diana candidly admitted that something inside her closed off in response to Charles's reaction. It was a moment of deep disappointment and a reflection of the growing disconnect between them. By 1986, the marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana had entered a tumultuous phase, marked by growing strain and the emergence of extramarital affairs that would forever change the dynamics of their relationship. During this period, it became widely reported that Prince Charles had resumed his romantic relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, who was married at the time. Camilla had been a significant presence in Charles's life for many years, and their connection seemed to persist despite the challenges posed by societal expectations and their respective marital commitments. The rekindling of this affair cast a shadow over the Prince of Wales's marriage and added fuel to the already simmering tensions. Simultaneously, rumors began to circulate about Princess Diana's involvement with James Hewitt, a former British Army major. The alleged affair with Hewitt was seen as a response to the emotional distance and perceived neglect within her marriage. Diana, often portrayed as the victim of a loveless union, was seeking solace and connection elsewhere. In the midst of these tumultuous developments, Prince Charles confided in a letter to a friend, expressing his feelings of despair and bewilderment. He wrote how awful incompatibility is, and how dreadfully destructive it can be for the players in this extraordinary drama. It has all the ingredients of a Greek tragedy. I never thought it would end up like this. In 1989, the turbulent marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana reached a critical point as Diana decided to confront Camilla Parker Bowles about her affair with the Prince of Wales. This dramatic showdown took place during a birthday party for Camilla's sister, Annabelle Elliott, and it revealed the depth of Diana's emotions and her determination to address the issues plaguing her marriage. Princess Diana's decision to confront Camilla was a moment of courage and vulnerability. It was clear that she had become aware of the ongoing affair between Camilla and Prince Charles, and she could no longer ignore the painful reality that had been unfolding in her life. In her conversations with Andrew Morton, Diana later shared the details of this pivotal confrontation. At the birthday party, Diana seized the opportunity to confront Camilla about the affair with a mixture of emotions. She told Camilla, "I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that." Her words were direct and unambiguous, leaving no room for denial or evasion. Camilla's response to Diana's accusation was a combination of defensiveness and dismissal. She retorted, "You've got everything you ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you, and you've got two beautiful children. What more do you want?" Camilla's response, in essence, suggested that Diana should be content with her status and her seemingly ideal life. However, Diana's answer to Camilla's question revealed the depth of her anguish and her desire for a genuine connection with her husband. She responded with poignant simplicity, saying, "I want my husband." This statement laid bare the emotional turmoil that had consumed her, highlighting her yearning for a meaningful and loving relationship with Prince Charles. The publication of Diana, her true story in May 1992, sent shockwaves through the international community and the British royal family. Written by biographer Andrew Morton, the book unveiled a deeply personal and harrowing account of Princess Diana's life within the confines of the royal household. It shed light on Prince Charles's treatment of Diana and chronicled her profound struggles with various emotional and psychological challenges, including self-harm, bulimia, and even suicidal thoughts. The revelations within the book painted a devastating picture of Princess Diana's life as a member of the royal family. It exposed a marriage marred by emotional distance, infidelity, and a lack of support from Prince Charles. Diana's battles with self-harm, bulimia nervosa, and her profound feelings of despair were detailed in a candid and raw manner. The book provided an intimate look into the emotional turmoil she had been enduring for years, despite her public image as the people's princess. What made Diana her true story all the more shocking was the revelation that Princess Diana herself had been the source behind its publication. For years, the identity of the book's primary source had been a closely guarded secret. However, after Diana's tragic death in 1997, Andrew Morton confirmed what many had suspected, that Diana had actively cooperated with him in the creation of the book. Diana's decision to participate in a series of recorded interviews for the biography was a bold and unprecedented move. It allowed her to finally share her side of the story and shed light on the inner workings of her tumultuous marriage and her struggles with mental health. The decision to reveal her struggles publicly was a reflection of her desire to have her voice heard and to bring attention to the issues she faced. In November 1992, the Prince and Princess of Wales embarked on an official trip to South Korea, which would become one of the most notorious and disastrous royal tours in their history. The trip would lay bare the deep rift within their marriage, and their misery would be palpable to the world's media, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed it. As the royal couple arrived in Seoul, it was immediately apparent that their relationship had reached a breaking point. Tina Brown, in her book The Diana Chronicles, paints a vivid picture of the atmosphere surrounding the tour. Press spokesman Dickie Arbiter, who had been assigned to Charles by Buckingham Palace and had arrived ahead of the royal couple, recalled the moment they disembarked from the plane with a sense of foreboding. Arbiter noted, "When the door of the plane opened, the Prince and Princess of Wales stood there, but there was a noticeable absence of any connection between them." He recounted, The door of the plane opened, and they stood there, and I thought, oh God, we've lost it. There was no contact between them. It was as if an aisle curtain had descended between them. The absence of any visible interaction or affection between Prince Charles and Princess Diana was a stark departure from the usual public appearances of a royal couple. The media, as well as the public, had grown accustomed to seeing them together, and their strained and distant demeanor during this trip was a stark contrast to the image of a happy and united royal pair. Throughout the tour, the tension between Prince Charles and Princess Diana was painfully evident. They appeared uncomfortable in each other's presence, rarely exchanged words or glances, and often maintained a physical distance. Their body language spoke volumes, conveying a sense of estrangement and unhappiness. On December 9th, 1992, a momentous announcement was made in the House of Commons by Prime Minister John Major, one that would reverberate throughout the United Kingdom and beyond. He revealed that Prince Charles and Princess Diana had decided to separate. It was a moment that marked the formal acknowledgement of the profound troubles within their marriage and sent shockwaves through the public and media alike. The announcement was made with a carefully worded statement, which Major read out to the House of Commons. The statement emphasized that the decision to separate had been reached amicably. This choice of words was intended to convey a sense of mutual agreement and respect, suggesting that the decision had been made in the best interest of both parties and their family. The statement also made it clear that, despite the separation, there were no immediate plans for divorce. This distinction was significant, as it left the door open for the possibility of reconciliation in the future. It also indicated a commitment to continue their roles as parents and to actively participate in the upbringing of their two children, Prince William and Prince Harry. The separation announcement had a profound impact on the British public and the world at large. Prince Charles and Princess Diana had been regarded as one of the most famous and iconic couples in the world. Their fairy tale wedding in 1981 had captivated millions, and they appeared to be a symbol of hope and continuity for the British monarchy. However, behind the scenes, their marriage had been marked by increasing strain, infidelity, and a growing emotional distance. The announcement of their separation brought these issues into the open and marked a turning point in their relationship. It also placed them squarely in the media spotlight, with their every move and interaction being closely scrutinized by the press. On June 29, 1994, Prince Charles made an ill-advised decision to sit down for an interview with Jonathan Dimbleby. During this candid conversation, he admitted to having cheated on Princess Diana. His admission was a significant moment in the ongoing saga of their troubled marriage. Charles stated that the marriage had irretrievably broken down, adding that both he and Diana had made attempts to salvage it. This public admission of infidelity sent shockwaves through the royal family and the public, as it was an unprecedented level of candor about a deeply personal matter. The royal family's reaction to Prince Charles's interview was one of shock and dismay. According to biographer Kitty Kelly, Prince Philip, Charles's father, was particularly incensed. He was reported to have exploded with frustration, saying of his misguided son, "Maybe he's the missing link." The interview further strained the already fragile relationship between Charles and Diana and fueled public interest in their marital troubles. Less than a year later, on November 20th, 1995, Princess Diana made headlines once again by granting an interview to Martin Bashir for the BBC's Panorama program. This interview is now infamous for its candid revelations and its far-reaching impact. During the Panorama interview, Princess Diana spoke openly about her unhappiness within the royal family and her struggles with an eating disorder. She also made the startling admission of being unfaithful to Prince Charles. Diana's willingness to discuss her own infidelity was seen as a response to Charles's admission in his previous interview. Her words demonstrated a desire to present a more balanced and honest narrative of their troubled marriage. One of the most memorable lines from Diana's Panorama interview was her wry observation about the crowded nature of her marriage to Charles. She noted, "Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." This reference to Prince Charles's ongoing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles was a thinly veiled criticism of his continued attachment to his former girlfriend. Diana's words resonated with the public and further fueled the controversy surrounding their marriage. After years of legal wrangling and negotiations between lawyers representing Prince Charles and Princess Diana, it was Queen Elizabeth II who decided to intervene and lay down the law. Tina Brown, in her book, describes the heartfelt letter that Queen Elizabeth penned to her daughter-in-law. The letter began with the warm salutation, "Dearest Diana," and respectfully requested that Diana agree to an early divorce from Charles, emphasizing that it was in the best interests of the country. The letter was signed with the affectionate closing, "Love from Mama." This letter from Queen Elizabeth II underscored the gravity of the situation and the royal family's desire to bring closure to the strained marriage. It was a poignant moment, as the monarch herself sought a resolution to the marital discord that had been played out in the public eye for years. On July 15, 1996, the divorce between the Prince and Princess of Wales was officially granted. This marked the legal end of their marriage, but it did not signal the conclusion of their roles within the royal family or the ongoing interest of the public in their lives. Just over a month later, on August 28, 1996, the decree absolute arrived, signaling the official dissolution of their marriage. The decree absolute is the final legal step in the divorce process, making the split irrevocable. On that day, Princess Diana, while preparing for an engagement at the English National Ballet, received well wishes from her brother-in-law, Sir Robert Fellows. He reportedly wished her good luck for this difficult day ahead, acknowledging the emotional weight of the moment. In response, Diana displayed remarkable resilience and optimism, stating, "Oh no, it's the beginning of a new chapter." After the formalization of their divorce, a notable change occurred in the relationship between Prince Charles and Princess Diana. While their marriage had been marked by strain and distance, the divorce seemed to usher in a period of thawing in their icy relationship. This shift was evident in their interactions and sentiments toward each other during this transitional phase. Tina Brown, in her book The Diana Chronicles, provides insight into the post-divorce emotions of both parties. With the marriage officially over, both Charles and Diana were left with a profound sense of sadness and reflection. Diana, in particular, expressed her desire for a different kind of relationship with her former husband. She wrote a forlorn note to Paul Burrell, expressing her longing, "I want so much to be Charles's best friend. I understand more than anyone what he is about and what makes him tick." This sentence revealed a yearning for a deeper connection and understanding between them, even in the wake of their divorce. On July 1, 1999, 3 weeks before her tragic death, Diana celebrated her 35th birthday. To her surprise, Prince Charles paid her an unexpected visit at Kensington Palace. Their meeting was marked by a playful exchange when Diana quipped, "I suppose you've come to take the furniture away, then, Charles?" The moment was characterized by laughter and the sharing of Earl Grey tea, reflecting a lighthearted and cordial interaction that stood in contrast to the tensions of their earlier years. However, the hopes for a more amicable post-divorce relationship were shattered on August 31, 1990, when Princess Diana tragically lost her life in a car crash in Paris. The world mourned her passing, and her funeral became an event of global significance. At Princess Diana's funeral, Prince Charles's choice of attire garnered attention and stirred controversy among royal watchers. Instead of wearing traditional mourning black, he opted for a navy suit. While some criticized this choice as unconventional for a funeral, it carried a deeper significance. Prince Charles's decision to wear navy was a subtle tribute to his former wife. Throughout their tumultuous 2-decade relationship, Princess Diana had always preferred to see him in navy attire. It was a poignant gesture, reflecting his acknowledgement of her preferences and his way of paying homage to their shared history. The story of Charles and Diana is not just a personal tragedy, it's a powerful reminder of the hidden truths behind walls of power and prestige. When love is replaced by duty, and betrayal is masked by royal grandeur, the ones who suffer most are often those who gave their trust unconditionally. Diana, through everything she endured, deserves to be remembered not only as a symbol of beauty and compassion, but also as a woman who bravely stood up for herself amidst unimaginable pressure. What are your thoughts on the tight relationship between Charles and Diana? Was it a personal failure, or a tragedy shaped by the institution itself, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss more powerful stories like this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.